We are 6 days away from the 2023 WAMMie Week, which is filled with lots of events right here in DC. The WAMMie Music Awards will then be held on April 1st at Capitol Turnaround, which is hosted by our WUSA-9's Allison Seymour and Darren Haynes.
There will be lots of performances, including one honoring DMV music artists who have passed in the last 2 years. And included in that performance are soprano opera singer Fairouz Foty and harpist Megan Joy Coleman, who are here with us this morning. So good to see you.
Thank you.
We love having classical music on here. We hear so much about the Whammies, but we don't hear about classical as much. What is the classical space here in DC? Go ahead.
Go ahead, Megan.
I would say that the classical environment in DC is expanding, of course, and I think that, you know, with performances and organizations like the musicianship provides more of that space for us as well to, you know, to perform for classical music.
Definitely. Unfortunately, the classical space has not historically really been open to a lot of women of color, and what's so great about the Whammies and this space where, you know, so many different musicians from all over the district are being recognized is that we as women of color are really being put into the forefront of what classical music can be.
Does this cover all wards in DC? Like, where are we with being able to have classical music and women of color be forefront in this?
That's a great question. The thing is that classical music has historically really recognized a very small group of composers that come from basically 100 years of European music with composers that are predominantly old white men. But there are fantastic organizations that are really trying to expand this and have other genres collaborate. The musicianship is one. Sphinx Organization and DC Strings, amongst so many other really amazing organizations.
Well, when we get to experience the diversity of music through the Whammies, through WAMMie Week, so many great activities. What are you guys looking forward to? Obviously, the show itself is great. We want people to take part in so many of these great opportunities.
Yes.
So this is our first time performing for the Whammies, so we're just excited that we get to collaborate and be amongst other DMV performers and this experience across all genres of the music. So it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful time.
Yes, we're extremely excited to perform. You know, as classical musicians and as an opera singer, most of the time my performances are not with other types of musicians, so we're so excited to be able to potentially collaborate with many other types of musicians, and I'm so excited to perform with Megan as well. So we've been practicing, and we're really excited to show.
This is like a match made in heaven.
We're very in memoriam segment that you're doing, right?
Exactly.
What's that? I mean, it's the last 2 years of people who we've lost. That's got to be emotional too.
Yes. Definitely beautiful moment, and I think it's just going to be really special, just to honor those that have passed before us, and just to really put them on a platform, you know, so that we all can feel that in that space. So it's going to be a really good time.
And we created a really interesting medley of kind of hits, different operatic hits. Some of them are traditionally not sung by sopranos, but by tenors. We have Ave Maria in there. We have a little bit of Andrea Bocelli. So
we'll know some of it.
You'll know some, hopefully.
Definitely recognizable.
Great.
Megan, real quick, how did you find the harp? What was it about classical music and the harp?
Oh my goodness. I started playing when I was 7, and of course you don't see that many harpists. And I was with the DC Youth Orchestra program where I started, and I saw the instrument, and I immediately was just, it's a beautiful instrument, and I was like, I want to play that. So, you know, I started playing, and I haven't stopped since.
Wow.
And what about for opera? Really cool. How did you find that?
So it's an interesting story. So I grew up playing the cello, and I've come from a family of musicians and artists. And really, opera, I started singing opera actually by making fun of it. So whenever, So whenever kids kind of like, you know, laugh whenever I perform, I'm like, you know, be careful. Maybe one day you'll become an opera singer.
Become an opera singer.
Yeah, so
you make your living.
exactly.
That's amazing.
Incredible representation from the two of you. We
Thank
can't
you
wait
so
to see you
much.
Thank you so
perform.
much.
Congratulations.
Thank you for having
Thank
us.
you.
And we'll remind everybody that WUSA-9's Allison Seymour and Darren Haynes, they are hosting the 2023 Whammy Music Awards.
Now, the event is sold out, but again, tickets to some of the Whammy Week events still available. It's going to be a great week. So for more information, visit wammiesdc.org.